All right, Millie. So what are we doing for our main course?
Well, what we've got here is a Korean Eastern European fusion.
Interesting. Okay.
So what we've got here is the Eastern European element of it is the Plov or Plov,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting because it kind of like the word Plov is comes from several different countries. Several different countries use the word Plov.
Mhm.
Basically, Plov means rice,
Mhm.
right? A rice dish. But sometimes I think in Iran and I think in Afghanistan they pronounce it Palau.
Mm-hmm.
But in Russian-speaking countries, they pronounce it, at least for most of Russian-speaking countries, they pronounce it Plov.
Okay.
And some of the main, elements of Plov are the meat, carrots, cumin, and rice.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got that. Although instead of like beef or lamb or whatever, we decided to do a spicy Korean pork
Yeah.
kind of bulgogi
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Which is interesting because coming from India,
Mm-hmm.
we call it pulao.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is basically different from biryani
Okay.
because the meat is cooked separately from the rice.
Okay, we did that here too.
Yes. So that's
Yeah.
in fact a pulao, but in the Indian sense of the word.
Okay.
However, I have my own theory of the origin of the word pulao.
Palav or palau?
Well, let's get to that.
Okay.
The Sanskrit word pulak,
Okay.
pulaka, means getting goosebumps. Okay? Which means that every thread, every grain of the rice is distinct.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
Which is a good indication of a good pulao because when every grain of the rice is separate,
Yeah.
which differentiates between a good and a not so good pulao,
True.
right?
Yeah, okay.
So pulaka became a characteristic to describe a good rice dish that became a pulav or a pulao or pilaf.
Or pilaf. Pilaf is another word. So that, like, I think in the in Latin language, or like in the Latin languages, and specifically in Spanish,
Yeah.
they say pilaf.
Yeah, most of Europe and Western Europe calls it pilaf.
Pilaf. Yeah.
And really, this concept of a rice, a savory rice dish with meat, vegetables, is really pretty predominant in most countries. Really, it became.
Although, did we tell them what we did?
Yeah. We put a healthy twist on it, right?
Well, there's two things. We did
Okay.
two things.
Okay.
The first thing is that the meat is.
Well, in this case, it is pork, which is okay, because I think over the course of time, pork became not so
Acceptable.
preferred, right?
Oh, okay.
In certain countries in the Middle East and Central Asia. But really, it doesn't really matter what kind of meat you put into it, as long as it's savory and it's spicy and it's all comes together with a good, variety of rice.
Yeah. Speaking of rice, what's the other twist that we did?
Well, the other twist that we did, in order to keep it low carb, we used cauliflower rice.
Yes, we did.
And you did, you know what? It looks so good.
Yeah,
because
it
it really looks like rice, but really it's cauliflower rice.
It gives me Polak.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I did think that we needed a dipping sauce.
Okay.
So I learned about this sauce when I was in Korea. This is a very simple one-on-one soy sauce and rice vinegar with a bunch of gochugaru, or we could just call it like red chili peppers or red chili powder, and sesame seeds. It's delicious. So we can dip our polak in there.
Okay. So keeping with our theme of dabbling in doubles,
Yes.
what's going on here? So we have, yeah.
Good point. So we've got Korean,
Okay.
Eastern European fusion.
Okay.
I mean,
Korean
I
is
would say Russian. However, you know, like I said, they eat Plov in Iran. They eat it in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
They eat it in Central Asia, Ukraine, everywhere. So
Everywhere.
I would call it Eastern European.
Okay.
Even though I'm not being inclusive when I call it Eastern European, I'm not being inclusive because I just mentioned Central Asia.
Yeah.
So it's a Eastern European, Central, South Asian dish.
Yeah. Well, if you're watching this, you know what, whichever country you're watching this, you know what either pilaf is or pilav is or pulao is.
True.
You know, I think it's pretty universal.
That's true.
And this is a celebration of two separate, distinct cultures coming together in one plate.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And we've got our. I do have to give a shout out to our chopsticks.
Okay.
We do have chopsticks. However, we're not going to use them, of course, with the pilaf. And may I
Okay.
introduce?
Yeah.
And so our pairing tonight is the chamisul. Chamisul. And this is what?
This is the famous Korean drink called the soju,
Soju.
right? And apparently this is one of the, if not the highest selling alcoholic drink in the world.
Yeah, believe it or not.
So I'm
I
really
didn't know
excited.
that Koreans drink so much.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Well, you know what? Good for the Koreans. And I've never tasted this, but apparently there's an etiquette and there is a manner to everything from preparing to open the bottle to actually pouring the contents to drinking this.
Yes.
So we're going to give this our best shot.
Yes.
And
And
so,
I will hand it to you
all right.
honorifically.
Thank you.
Hand it to you.
Thank you. Well, and I apologize if I make any mistakes, but I'm going to try my best. But this is to all the Koreans out there. We salute you. We are going to drink this in celebration of the Korean culture. All right. So apparently, there's a way to shake the drink. So we're going to do this first anti-clockwise.
Okay.
And so we're going to do like that.
Yeah.
And we're going to let it swirl, right? And then if you really want to get fancy, you're going to, you know,
Yeah.
well, you know, you kind of, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're going to do one more try.
Yeah.
There we go. And then you do that. And then with a good flourish, you are going to get this right. There you go.
Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Thank you. And we have the tail.
Which we also know there's a game involved with that, but we're not going to play it.
Yeah, we're going to skip that for
Yeah.
now. And then, now, assuming that I was younger than you, then I would, you know, do this in a very, very respectful manner.
Yeah.
And I would pour the drink, and then you would accept the drink.
Okay.
So let's go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. Pick it up. And then I'm going to,
Watch that.
with two hands, exactly, one hand, because in this
Yeah.
case,
Okay.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then,
감사합니다.
you're welcome. And then, when, because you never pour your own drink,
That's right.
correct? So, in this case, I'm going to
Okay.
accept the drink,
And
with two hands.
And assuming
assuming,
that you're older than me,
right?
I will pour it like this.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will take it with one hand.
Okay.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is my first time trying the famous soju,
Yes. And cheers.
which is
Kande.
konbae.
Konbe.
Konbae.
Konbe.
Okay.
Konbe. Something
Okay.
like that. Cheers.
Cheers.
Which, because we're the same age, we didn't have to look away from each other.
That's right. Otherwise, we would have done.
Yeah, we were like,
That's good.
it's actually good. It's like smooth
It's like a very smooth
vodka.
vodka,
Yeah.
but much better. Much better.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
really-
burn. It
I
doesn't
really-
burn your esophagus.
I think I have one more. Come on.
All right.
So, yeah.
Well, then we have to taste the plov.
Yes.
Drink away from me just for fun.
Well, in that case, okay. So then I'm going to pretend.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. So good. That was good.
Shall we dig in?
Yeah, that's right.
Dig into our double?
Yes.
Okay. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Nice combo. Oh, let's dip it in our sauce.
Okay.
This is gonna be like the kicker. Oh my god.
What do you think? Yeah?
The sauce is like the sriracha of Korea.
Mm.
It's so good.
Really. So good. Garlic, sesame, the green onions, the carrots. And I know that there's a lot that went into the pork, but it is delicious.
You know what?
Delicious.
Yeah, and you know what? For all those like Korean linguists out there, I say gochujang. I was wrong. I know gochu means red pepper paste. This is gochugaru.
What's that?
Gochugaru. Red pepper powder.
Okay.
Sorry. Just wanted to, you know,
Yeah.
make sure that my peeps knew that I know what I'm talking about.
No, this is great.
So, yeah.
So this is a Korean pulao,
Yeah.
right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome. Good job. What?
Tell me thank you in Russian.
Spasiba.
Shaman.